Hollywood's global neighborhood. This is a story about trade. It's also a story about movies. Movie fans might not really care about international trade laws. Movies are entertaining, and for most people, trade laws are not. But movies are actually products, and along with food, electronics, fuel, and more, they they're imported and exported. Over time, international trade laws have changed, making it easier for cinephiles around the world to see great and not so great films. Tricks of the trade. For a long time, international trade was difficult, mainly because of barriers such as quotas and tariffs. For example, if an American company wanted to sell a food product in Mexico, or a Mexican company that wanted to sell electronics to the United States, only a limited amount of product could be exported, and exports were heavily taxed. But with increased global relations, things changed. Starting in the 1990s, countries set up organizations like the World Trade Organization (WTO) and signed deals like the North American Free Trade Agreement (NAFTA), which made trade much easier. Movies. So, where do movies come in? Here's where. For most of movies' history, the largest source of box office earning, money, is made from ticket sales. For Hollywood films was the United States, which makes sense since Hollywood is in the US. In 1991, only 30% of ticket sales came from outside of the US, mostly because places like France, England, and South Korea enforced quotas that limited the number of American films that could be shown. Some other countries were even stricter. For example, before 1994, all American movies were banned in China, and there was a big issue with privacy, as in making and distributing illicit copies of movies. There were so many illegal copies of American movies around that. In many countries, it made people less likely to see the movies being shown in theaters. Some people reasoned, why pay for the movie ticket when you can watch an illegal copy for much less or even free? But in the 21st century, American films finally started to become more lucrative outside the United States. Blockbuster movies like Star Wars franchise and are opening theaters across the globe. There are many reasons for this change, such as the invention of the internet, which facilitates marketing films abroad, and the growth of the middle class in places such as Russia and Brazil, which means there are now millions more people who can afford movie tickets. But global trade might be the biggest factor. Modern trade deals have raised film quotas and cracked down privacy, and China has also started allowing American films to be shown there. In 2005, China accounted for only about 1% of global box office earnings, but by 2015, that share had jumped to almost 18%. A global shift. Because there are millions of people living outside the US, Hollywood studios are making a lot of money because moviegoers are going around the globe. About 70% of the box office revenues come from global markets. The shift hasn't just lined the pockets of movie executors, it also transforms movies because now they are made to entertain people all around the world. One thing that has changed a lot in recent years in casting is appeal to broad global audiences. Hollywood movies are much more diverse than they were 30 years ago, with actors from China, Korea, Australia, and other countries are popping up regularly in American films. The content in American movies has changed too. Plots are given less very complex dialogue, which can be difficult to translate into many languages. There have been flashy effects and exciting action scenes that everyone can understand. This cultural exchange is working on the other way too, as countries in Europe, Asia, and South America try to get the films in front of American audiences. For example, American subscribers to Netflix can watch a whole selection of international films, including British historical dramas, Korean horror flicks, and Brazilian crime movies. Now, my definition Facilitates means to make something easier, to help cause something. Lucrative means producing money or wealth. This is the making definition read about Hollywood's global neighborhood and achieve the celebrity and manage everything.